Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Week 10 upsets. This is the home of the upset. Let's get some more. First game of Week 10, we got the Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears. The Bears, Lions are +3. I'm digging this trench with the Lions. We dug it last week against the Packers. People doubted it. I'm not doubting the Lions this week. And I love what the Bears are doing. We've been on the Bears the last 3 or 4 weeks, and there's nothing against the Bears. But let's remember, man, this Detroit Lions offense, when they're humming, they can move the ball up and down the field, and they have a really good run game. For me, man, this Bears defense is my problem. After getting rid of Roquan, after getting rid of Robert Quinn, it just seems like the heart and soul and the inspiration and verb has been completely sucked out of this Bears defense. And I'm looking at this game, and Justin Fields has been phenomenal. Credit to him covering for us last week against the Miami Dolphins. But there's only so much one man can do, and my narrative about the Bears offense hasn't changed. I just think it's one of the weakest supporting casts in this league, and if I'm being honest, it is the weakest supporting cast in the league for any quarterback, and adding Claypool doesn't change that. And you saw what Dan Campbell did last year, and you're going to see it again. His dudes are going to go to war with him every single week. Lions go in Soldier Field. I know the Lions aren't good on the road, but I believe they go in and pull off this upset. Next game, we're going across the pond, Germany. We got the Seattle Seahawks at the Tampa Bay Bucs. Hawks are +2.5. I love what Brady did last week with the 2 late drives against the Rams defense. That is still pretty good. But I'm not sold on the Buccaneers. Their run game is absolutely pitiful. Every single time they run it 2 or 3 inches. And Brady's just not getting enough help. That offensive line isn't all that good. And the Seattle Seahawks defense, I'm not on the bandwagon. But let's be honest, they're getting a pass rush. And some of these young guns they got in the secondary are starting to cover people. I did not see it coming, but they're playing good on defense. They're an absolute disaster the first 4 or 5 weeks, but now they're starting to play better. And I look at this game, and I just think Geno Smith will play good again. There isn't a lot of science to it, but we have to be honest, and we have to start accepting the reality, even though the reality is absolutely insane. Geno Smith's been one of the most consistent quarterbacks in this league, and in a down year for quarterback play, he's a top 5, top 7 quarterback. I know it's absolutely crazy. I know it's a small sample size, but I think Geno Smith and this Hawks offense are more consistent, and you got to ask yourself, who's going to run the ball better this game? Who's going to run the ball better? It's the Seahawks. They seem to get a good push every single game. You got to love Kenneth Walker. Give me the Seahawks to win in the cover in the upset. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's get to the next game. We're going to the Meadowlands. We got the Houston Texans at the New York Giants. Texans are +6.5. Giants have been on this list a lot this year for pulling the upset, but I think they could be on the opposing end this week. And I got to be honest, I understand why the 6.5 is. You guys walked me through it yesterday, and I get your arguments. Texans are terrible at stopping the run. Daniel Jones and Saquon have been running really well this year. Daboll seems to be a very, very good coach, especially in the money situations. But I don't think the Giants should be laying 6.5, 7 points to any team in this league. I'm sorry. I think this is a field goal game. I think this is going to be decided by 3. And I know the Texans and their offense with Davis Mills, it leaves a lot to be desired. It's just isn't good. He's not able to throw it consistently. I'm not thinking they're going to move the ball like they did against the Eagles, but I think they can run it against the Giants. Everyone wants to talk about the Giants' run attack, but I think this Texans' run attack is going to get going. I think they're able to move the Giants, and this Giants' defense is dangerous when you go pass first, when you want to sling it against them, and then they send the blitzes. I think Davis Mills throws it 15 to 18 times, and we see Pierce pump it 20 to 25 times, and I think the Texans run the ball good. I really like them to cover this spread, and I would not be shocked if they go into the Meadowlands and steal this game away from the Giants. And at a certain point, doesn't the Giants' luck have to run out? Can we be honest about it? We saw the Jets' luck run out against the Patriots. At a certain point, you got to think the Giants are going to be on the wrong end of one of these 3-point games, one of these one-possession games late in the second half. Give me the Texans. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Miami Dolphins. Browns are down to 3.5, and I saw you guys were moving it, and I think it's an upset for picking the Dolphins in this game. Everyone seems to think the Browns are going to win this game. Everyone seems to think the Dolphins are some sort of joke. They seem to think this Tua thing is a fad. And people are giving elaborate statistics to me like Dolphins only average 19 or 18 points a game at home. Well, that was because Skylar Thompson is playing. I mean, when Tua's in here, this Dolphins offense is about as dynamic and is about exhilarating as you'll get in this league. And the Browns have won us tons of money these last 3 or 4 years. Yes, it's been great. Yes, the cherry on top. You always want that to keep coming, but it's over. It's over with the Browns. Their secondary is going to struggle in this game. They don't play a lot of man-to-man, which helps against Miami. But this Miami offense is really starting to get in stride. Tua is starting to get his mojo and confidence back. And I think Tua goes over 315, 330 yards passing. And I just don't think this Browns offense can keep up. I understand the fundamentals of this game. I understand it. This Browns offense can run the ball, and Miami is weak against the run. But at a certain point, I think this turns into a shootout. And I'm not grunting with Jacoby Brissett and Donovan Peoples-Jones and Kevin Stefanski when this gets into a shootout. I'm riding with Tyreek the Thrill Hill. I'm riding with Jalen Waddle, and the craziest thing is I like Tua this year. I mean, you got to look at the tape, and you have to give this kid some credit. So I feel like it's an upset for me to say Dolphins cover and even Dolphins to win this game. And the heat of Miami will be a factor here. And I just think like a Browns resurgence this year. I get why you guys are seeing it, but I truly believe that this team is done. You have to look at that Patriots game. And I know you're going to throw out the Bengals game in my face, but the Bengals didn't show up that game. Dolphins winning the cover. I feel like it's an upset even though they're the favorite. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. The best gambling show on the internet. Hit that like button. Step by step by step by step.